Okay, now we're putting the new ball joint into the cross arm frame. So it's just basically the reverse of taking the old one out. So this is the receiver cup here. It's got a hole so that the ball joint can protrude through this hole here, and then you just set up your adapters so that I'm actually pressing on the outer ring of the ball joint, and I'm just about fully in. I've just got a little way to go before I'm snug. Then I just have to put the C-clip on, and then I'm going to reassemble the lower cross arm into the Santa Fe. So the biggest problem you'll have at this stage is on your own is lining up the tool and the adapters and keeping the ball joint square in the hole. It's very, very important that you do not start off pressing the ball joint in if it's not squared up first. I've also put plenty of lubricant on the hole and around the ball joint, and of course I use my wire wheel on my drill to buff up the hole where the ball joint goes into. So this is making good use of my vise on my little workbench outside here. The weather here today is excellent, and I'm not expecting any problems at this stage. I'm just about to have this ball joint fully in position. Then I'll look at reassembling, and I'll do a small video to show how that works. I haven't used any power tools, although I do have an impact drill, an impact wrench. I'm using a nice lever onto a solid 1/2-inch drive bar and a 22mm socket, and I haven't had any problems. It doesn't take an awful lot of effort. It actually is going in quite nicely. So this is the toolpro ball joint remover and installer, I think, for 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive vehicles. If you're thinking about getting this tool, I know there are plenty of videos online on how to use it. Personally, I'm having a really no trouble at all with it. I'm very pleased with its performance. So remember, this is a 2007 Hyundai Santa Fe. That's actually the 2.7 V6, but this assembly here is common all the way through to I think about 2012. Some people take the easy option of buying the whole arm, which is a couple of hundred. It's about $250 here in New Zealand, so that's $500 a side. That's $1,000 before you even have to install it. So I think this is actually the most cost-effective way of dealing with it. I see no sense in throwing away a perfectly good piece of equipment for the suspension, and I think that the aftermarket ones are possibly not as well built as the original OEM parts. So thank you for watching, and I'll give you an update a little bit further along the task.